So, Susie, you just had a write up in our newsletter on the five whys, which, as a coaching professional or a helping professional, you may be familiar with this technique. It's where you keep asking your client the question, why? Why do you want this? Why would you say that? Why, like, you kind of why them to death. And it can be very annoying as someone who has been the recipient of the why questions, like, just stop asking me. But it also can be really, really helpful to get clarity, to really like dig into what it is that they are really trying to say or what it is that they really want, but you kind of why them a lot. And I love that. And in our newsletter, you explain how to use that with clients, which is very
Yeah.
helpful. We'll include a link to the article that you wrote. But what you didn't talk about in there, and I haven't heard, you kind of just gave me a little snippet, is where did this come from? Where did this process of asking all of these whys come from? And so I thought you could teach us today because I want to hear more about why we ask why.
Absolutely. Now, I'm not a total expert on this, so I do have my notes on this just to be fully transparent. But I thought it was fascinating as well because I was thinking, like, what, how, why, how did this even come about? Who started asking, and how did this become coined as the five whys? And this was actually a root cause analysis technique that was developed by Sakichi Toyoda, who is actually the founder of Toyota Industries. So it actually became a core part of how they would basically solve issues, solve problems. And I'm thinking it was actually developed in the 1930s. I'm just looking at my notes here. And it was a part of Sakichi Toyoda's approach to manufacturing innovation. And he did just keep asking why, right? Because he realized that the first why was just a surface level, sort of scratching the surface level of the issue of what happened. And when he kept asking, he realized you do go deeper and deeper. And so he just made this part of the practice at Toyota. Now, this actually became such a big method at Toyota that he included this in his book that was published in 1988 that was called The Toyota Production System Beyond Large Scale Production. And it became such a hit, the system, that everybody uses it today. I mean, it's so funny that this came from a manufacturing company, right? Because now it's
Yeah, I had no
across,
idea. I had no idea.
right? Yeah. So now it's used in all sorts of industries, right? So we think that we're using it just over here in our coaching life, right? But this is used at software development companies. It says especially at agile retrospectives. I guess it's really big over there in healthcare, education, organizational development, right? And it's because of its simplicity that because you don't really need stat tools, you're just really looking for the why and you just keep asking. It sounds like it's just out of curiosity, especially when you're working with it with a new client. But I do have to say, there are some critiques about it that can include that it oversimplifies possibly some complex problems, but because sometimes you may need more whys or
Mhm.
what we talk about in the newsletter, some whats as well. And again, like Angie said, we're going to have a link for you, a way for you to get to our newsletter in the link below. But it really is an easy go-to for any issues that you do have with your clients. We use it as a part of goal setting. Like, why does that even matter to you? And then start going deeper. I also like to use it as, why was it an issue for you?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if you use it in any other.
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, I have someone right now who is working on giving feedback to people at work, and she's a little bit like doesn't feel so sure of herself in giving feedback. And so I asked that same question. I said, okay, when you feel like you are nervous or not doing a great job giving feedback, can you ask yourself why? Like, what is going on here? Is it because I don't know what I'm saying? Is it because I don't trust the feedback I'm giving? Is it because it's right that I don't want them to be mad at me? Like, why? Why are you feeling nervous? So that's another use of it. I do think that, it's such a great question to ask yourself even when you think you want something, right? Because when you keep digging in, keep asking why, it could be that you don't actually want the thing that you thought you wanted. You want
Yeah.
something totally different, but there was something about that thing that you thought was going to give you the ultimate feeling or outcome that you really wanted. So I think continuing to press in and peel back those layers can really like get you on the right track, of the thing that you want. Both ways, like in the way that I was talking about with my client where she's asking herself why is she nervous or not feeling great, and also when you start to think about what kind of goal you want or where you want to go, it can just really, it's like a gut check of like, am I in the right direction or going in the right direction?
Yeah. And if you do sign up for our newsletter, you'll see how and why my
And
journey
what?
and what
Right. But you're
was
going to
my
have to go check that out. We're
you're
not
gonna
going to
have
talk
to go
about
check
it.
it out
We're
because
not
it
going to
is
talk
a
about it
pretty
here.
funny story, just saying.
It's a good story. Okay,
All
great.
right.
Well, I had no idea that this came from manufacturing. I love that you, by the way, asked the question, where did this come from?
Yeah.
And now we got to hear, give credit where credit is due.
Thank you, Toyota.
Bye.